You spent 16 years in very much structured businesses, right? Citi Bank, HSBC, even Motilal Oswal to many extent is an institution today,
Yes.
right? And by the time you exited Motilal, it was a proper financial institution, it's a known name. And then you start your challenge as an entrepreneur, right? Now, everything that was a given as far as infrastructure is concerned in such large corporations is not available to you anymore. You were little, and sometimes I felt when I've hired, because I myself never actually worked for a large institution. I've only had effectively two jobs in my entire life, right? And both of them were unstructured startups that became big. In your situation, did you ever wake up one morning, you're like, oh, can someone get me my coffee? And you're like, wait, I have to stand up and get my own coffee because I'm no longer at Motilal Oswal or HSBC where I have a secretary, I have all this infrastructure that gets me through or makes me hyper productive in a day.
So if your question was, did it, what were the challenges in
that
migration
transfer?
from
Yeah, absolutely. Go from like, as a CEO of a Motilal Oswal, structure hai, obviously there is a brand name, a lot of things they've done, to then becoming a founder and then having to recreate that magic with your own brand, right?
So I would like to thank all the firms that I worked earlier, because all of them for me, were startups. When I was in ICICI Capital, this was in late 90s, mutual funds were not even a product line that was acceptable to clients. And we had to understand mutual funds ourselves, find customers for it, and then build business. So to that extent, while you had a physical infrastructure and a brand to make the conversations easier, everything else was entrepreneurial. Same was the case with my stint at Citi Bank. You had a customer base, but the journey to make them customers also for wealth management was practically only a third solved thanks to the infrastructure provided. Job after job, the running theme is that I had practically been a recipient of only a partial readiness of the platform to make my journey easier.
Sort of an entrepreneur within a larger setup.
Absolutely. So therefore, it became natural for me to say, whatever may be the challenges, you've been doing it in some shape or the other, and what you could get to do was far more valuable than what you may leave behind. So it was not much of a tough decision, and having taken those decisions, it was easy to live through them too. So coffee cup, mugs, or calling up a client, nothing was a deterrent.
But do you just coming back to saying to somebody who's now transitioning over from, let's say, a large bank, right? And we've had many people who are now applying to, let's say, work at Artha, and they're coming from large brands, right? One of the first questions I ask them, do you realize that we don't have all the perks that you would get in a large brand? What would your advice to be to them that want to transition from, and it's exciting, let's not get it wrong, it's exciting to be part of the whole startup ecosystem, to go from, very structured organization. There are perks there, but there's definitely perks here too. What do you think your advice would be to them, to when they make the transition, that what should they be prepared for?
I think first, I would advise people who are sitting in our chair to create an environment where whatever you want to transmit to them, the challenges of entrepreneurship, if you would like to put it that way, can be simulated. For example, if somebody comes afresh, instead of getting to expect them to start, like a plug and play kind of migration, maybe if you can create a 2 to 3 month program,
I see,
where you say, if you are sitting in my shoes, how should you be thinking? The minute some youngster is made to sit in your shoes, do a rotation from all the functions, by end of the 3-month period or 2 months, he knows what it takes and where you come from and where all the layers of management come from, to finally say, this is my role, which is very critical to the firm. Having now understood how the firm is supposed to function, how it is functioning, and the interlinkages of various people's contribution, that orientation probably will last them a lifetime with you. This is first my advice to ourselves, and because of our own pressure, sometimes we don't get to invest that kind of a quality time with people who are very bright coming onto our side or who trust us to make careers for them. We probably do very little functional role only for that specific thing that they're likely to, build as an understanding around their immediate, environment. But can a broader one be a purposeful exposure that we can build for them? I would think so. That's been my regret over the years.
Very, very deep thought in that, actually.